Okay, Arcane is not gonna have a good ending. This isn't Teletubbies. The world presented in Arcane is realistic, with high stakes and open endings. I'm pretty sure episode 3 showed us all that this wasn't our ordinary animated show. Sure, forgiveness is a main theme of the show, and that directly means that some portion of the ending will be happy. But here's the thing, season 2 is also about war and the point of no return. We learned from Vander that there are no winners in war. A sentiment I've been seeing a lot is that Zon and Piltover unite against Noxus, which results in Zon winning independence for itself and Piltover earning its forgiveness. True, the trailers are directly misleading that fact to us, but if I were to ask you the overall conflict in Arcane, what would you say? Every story needs a conflict, and here, from the opening shots, it's between Piltover and Zon. But I do admit, that doesn't necessarily mean they fight until the end. But if the two were to team up and defeat an outside enemy, and both cities kinda get what they want, that's way too happy of an ending in my eyes. This case would mean that there are winners of war and would detract from the entire tone Arcane has set up this entire time. People will die, disasters will happen, and we will cry. The writers worked very hard to ingrain that to us. If the biggest plot point in the show turns buddy-buddy and everyone unites against an outside evil, I think it's puzzling that Season 2, a season directly about war, has lower stakes than Season 1. Sure, people might struggle in the middle, but if barely anyone dies and no losses are suffered, what is the point of war? The main reason why I said Piltover will get destroyed is because it would add genuine tension and tangible effects from war. This season is going to be darker and more intense than what's been presented to us in Season 1. I think we all want it to. Season 1 ended with many bombshells, Powder killing her whole family, Vi destroying the entire tower, Jinx decimating an enforcer squad on the bridge, Jason Vi tearing through a shimmer factory, and Jinx shooting a nuke at the council. The point of a climax is to be the most exciting, impactful part of the narrative, and Season 2, the pinnacle of everything that has been built up, will no doubt make all these tragedies seem like a minor inconvenience. There is a base violence necessary for change, as any meaningful change in the series has been a direct result of someone shaking up the status quo. The first war in Piltover changed Vander to preserve peace. Powder blowing up a building resulted in Soko's takeover to an industrial Zon. Vi's violence morphed her sister into Jinx. Jace's Shimmer Raid brought the grounds for peace, and Jinx's rocket attack threw both cities into war. All of these changes could be rationed as temporary, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing is permanent. The biggest long-term change we found within the show was at the very beginning, with Vander's change in mindset to preserve peace for about a decade. And you know what preceded this ideological shift? The most amount of violence shown to us in the show, a civil war that resulted in Vi and Powder's parents getting killed. That's what we're getting in Season 2. Now, if peace were to be achieved, if Zon won independence, if the two cities buried their strained 200-year relationship to build a better future together, a certain level of violence would be met to wake up characters to switch to a better path moving forward. Uniting against Noxus is quite literally removing any tension from the story and any mutually shared violence to kick out Noxus in return for the biggest change we've seen in the series, the resolution between Piltover and Zon. To me, that doesn't sound impactful. Or maybe I'm wrong and continued infighting would not tell a more complete story. That could be true as well, but Arcane's ending is going to be sad. Ella Purnell, the voice actor behind Jinx, said that after recording the last episode, she cried. Arcane tends to make us cry. If everyone unites in the last episode for a power trip and good feelings shared all around, that wouldn't make people cry. Or maybe she cried out of happiness because it felt so good watching Vi and Jinx reunite. If any writer can do it, it's Amanda Overton. Overall, I want to reiterate that a lot of the theories I've seen about the resolution of Arcane fails to take into account the genuine grim realities of war alongside the necessary buildup that leads to an earned payoff, that being peace. Alright, that's it for me, bye.